I broke through and melted into a chocolate ball of consciousness, okay? This was actually my first time really breaking through. I had tried it a few times before with no success, but this was a time where I can honestly say I left my physical body, left this plane, and went somewhere else. Are you ready? Okay. Boom. Let's get into it. Oh, and don't forget to stick around to the end because I have 2 bonus trip reports that weren't big enough to get a video of their own that I'm going to share with you at the end, okay? So, I was at my ex's place and she supported me through my whole psychedelic journey, so bless her, okay? I had been trying for weeks to get this stuff to work. My homeboy Danny sold me some DMT and it was really strange. It was like brown rocks. You know, later when I started extracting it for myself, I realized like it's not supposed to look like that. But anyway, I got this DMT from him and I come to find out that it's actually really tricky, the mechanics of smoking it, or at least then it was, okay? At the time, the vapes weren't really out there like that. So I've been trying for a couple of weeks, trying to get this thing to work with not much luck. I had this little mini breakthrough experience where my fingers doubled on my hand, my eyes were still open, and I was like, oh my God, this is real, okay? That led me to go a step further and be like, okay, that wasn't a breakthrough, but I know that I'm close. So I tried it again. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I'm on my ex's couch. Boom. First hit. Okay, all of a sudden, you know, the body's getting warm. The vibrations, I'm starting to feel a buzz around the body, and I'm starting to hear the buzz in my ears, okay? Second hit, boom, those same feelings intensify. Okay, in addition to that, I'm starting to lose perception of texture and distance. So by the time I go for the third hit, you already know what's going on. We've been through this many times before, okay? So I take the third hit, all of a sudden, boom, the energy is lifting off the table. It's high, it's about this high. I'm seeing like a 3D projection of everything. And then all of a sudden, I look at my hand. I kid you not, people. I look at my hand and it literally goes like my finger, my hand, I see it liquefy in front of my face into a brown glob. If any of y'all remember the Secret World of Alex Mack, any of my 80s baby 90s kids out there remember the Secret World of Alex Mack, where this chick gets hit with some radioactive gobbledygoo and has the ability to turn into slime? Or how about this? Any of you remember Terminator 2, T2 Judgment Day, I believe it's called? With the dude, T-1000, who's able to turn it. Yeah, like that. That's what it was like. Boom, my whole body turns into this goo. It's brown, okay? Boom, 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 boom. Then my whole body turns into this thing, and I'm like, almost like I'm melting, right? I melt all the way down into a ball. Now all of a sudden my awareness shifts from first person to third person. Now I'm observing the ball, and that ball goes down, 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 down. And I'm at the top of the building, and I remember experiencing this ball going all the way down through the building, floor by floor by floor, flashing by me, rushing by me. Boom, I'm into the ground. Boom, going into the ground, deeper, 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 into the earth, boom, boom, boom. And now I'm somewhere else. Now I'm not in there, I'm somewhere else. And all of a sudden, when I get the budget for an animator, I really need to get one because there's no other way that I can really describe and portray to you all how I saw it in my mind, how it happened. Okay, so all of a sudden, I'm in this vast subterranean cavern. Okay. In this cavern, the walls are almost like braided wire, but red with individual shapes inside of them, churning in and out, twisting on each other. It was a living room. Not a living room, but a living room. The room was alive. Okay? Moving forward, all of a sudden, I'm looking around and I'm seeing a bunch of balls, infinite balls, so many balls that look just like me, just in different colors. Boom, 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 scattered, and they're all floating as if it was a sea of floating balls, if you will. Oh, fun fact. On Vice's Hamilton Pharmacopoeia, Hamilton interviewed this artist, this DMT artist, named LSD World Peace. And one of the pieces he drew was this place. It was this place. Mind you, this came out years later after I had that trip. And when I saw this place, I was like, yep, that's the place. Anyway, back to the video. And at this point, I'm starting to freak out just a little bit. Why? Because I'm reminded that even though I'm here, my body is way, way far away, up and out over there, and that my girlfriend at the time is gonna come back. Oh man, my girl's gonna come and see me on the couch laid out like this, high as hell off DMT. DMT. So anyway, no, so I had that worry. I had that thought in my head. And the crazy thing is, you know, think of something right now. Where do you hear it? You hear it right here, right? You hear it right here. That thought, when I had it, oh my God, my girlfriend's gonna see me like this. That thought sounded like it came from yards and yards and miles away. It sounded like someone was like, is your girlfriend gonna see you like this? It sounded non-local. Non-local feeling thoughts was the strangest thing ever. Anyway, as soon as I had that worry, boom, on either side of me, okay, I'm met with the side profile, right, the silhouette of this massive female entity. I'm not threatened at all. I'm not frightened by her presence at all. It felt amazing, actually. There was two of them, but I knew that they were the same. Okay, they were on both sides of me. So my ball, like the ball that I turned into, was this big. Okay, if this is how big the ball was, their face alone was this big. And I'm experiencing this all, like, and it's all happening. It's almost like I am it, but I'm watching it, okay? When I had that worry about, you know, my girlfriend coming back and seeing me laid out on the couch, they immediately came and were like, don't worry. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to, we love you. We love you. And I'm like, what? And the crazy thing is that they're speaking to me in a language that I can't quite comprehend, but I don't understand what they're saying, but I comprehend their meaning. You get what I'm saying? It's not English. It's maybe it's telepathy. I don't know, but it was happening, okay? Shortly after that, they're guiding me through the tunnel. So this chamber that we were in, like, branched off into different chambers and through different tunnels. And they just took me on a ride through these tunnels, this way, that way, up, down. Don't really remember the rest, but that was the most notable part about that trip. But wait, hold up 1 second. Bonus trip report time. Let's talk about this one time where, of course, bada bing, bada boom, I break through and I'm in this massive room. This room is miles wide, miles long, and miles high. And in the center, floating, is a cube. But it's not just a regular cube. This cube is made out of limbs. It's like a bluish green limbs. And so imagine, if you will, like an arm going this way, another opposite arm going that way, and then legs out the other side, arms. It's just a cube of limbs. And then as I'm looking up, a head rises like this, like, one arm comes out, and then the leg comes out like, that was a crazy one. Bonus number 2, let's see if I remember. There's a birthday party going on upstairs. Maybe I should hook him up with some DMT. DMT! Ah, the other bonus one, that's right, I remember now. It was my final DMT trip. It was my final DMT trip. Okay, it was the trip that told me that I couldn't. It was the trip that told me I couldn't do it anymore. At this point, I had so much DMT, like it became a hobby for me. Dare I say, I was using it recreationally. I wasn't respecting it. You have to respect these psychedelics, people. You have to respect them. Okay? It was getting to the point where, since I was doing DMT at the same place all the time, like the sounds that would happen in that place, if I heard them in other places, it would almost give me like these weird DMT flashbacks. I don't know if this happens with any other DMT users, but like when you see pictures that resemble a DMT trip or hear sounds that resemble a DMT trip, it gives you this weird, I call it interdimensional nostalgia. For me, it's like, whoa, I'm feeling that from over there, over here. That's really strange. For instance, at this time, every time I'd be doing DMT, like there'd be cars I'd hear vroom, vroom passing by. And so like in the future, what would happen was like when I was trying to get to sleep and I'd hear that vroom, vroom passing by, all of a sudden I start getting DMT visuals out of nowhere. Also, I was starting to have dreams. I was starting to have DMT dreams going to that place in my dreams. That got a little scary. So anyway, the final trip, I blasted off and it felt like my spirit was on a stretcher and there was about like 3 or 4 mechanical elves looking at me in crisis mode, like, what are we gonna do about this guy? They were telling me, you can't keep doing this. This is unsustainable. Like at this rate every day is unsustainable. And so I stopped. That was my last trip. That was years ago. That was my last trip. I came back, just had a moment with myself to really process everything, and that was that. I had never looked back. I never touched it again. What other substance is going to do that for you besides the big magical, if you will, spiritual psychedelics? I say this to people all the time. Cocaine, you do cocaine? Cocaine's not going to tell you to quit cocaine. Cocaine's going to say, come back, baby boy, come back. Ketamine's going to be like, come back, man. What? Ecstasy, MDMA is going to be like, come back, man. But DMT said, pause. No more. What a beautiful thing. What a beautiful thing. Will I do DMT again one day? Yeah, I think the time has come. We'll see. And that's the beautiful thing about it. So great. In other news, check it out. We've just passed 1,000 subscribers, way faster than I thought we would. This channel is going up like crazy, and I have no idea what to do. I've got tons of ideas for new content though. Okay, and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see in the future. Do you want me interviewing people about psychedelics? Are you ready to hear from my other experiences, my astral projection experiences, maybe my meditation experiences, the wild cosmic force magical experiences that I've had? If you'd like to hear about that, let me know in the comments. I got the San Pedro trip report coming up. San Pedro Army, if you're in the chat, let me know. Say San Pedro. Say San Pedro and I got you back, okay? Also, on top of that, stay tuned, okay? Stay tuned. July 7th, 7 at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're having a welcoming live party here on YouTube. I invite all of you to come through. We're going to sit. It's going to be a Q&A about anything, okay? Everybody from TikTok's going to come over and going to be there. It's going to be a massive party, so don't miss it. That's July 7th at 7 p.m. 7 Pacific Standard Time, okay? Lastly, my next video. Are you ready? Yes, I did it. I heard it on the Joe Rogan's podcast. Joe Rogan said that he heard that Terrence McKenna, fucking granddaddy DMT daddy, did DMT at the peak of an LSD trip. When I heard this, I just happened to have LSD and DMT on my hand. So what did I do? Yeah, I did it. And what I saw is gonna blow your mind. So make sure you stay tuned for that one. That's gonna be my next video. That video is gonna be dropping on Monday. All right. Those are all my plugs. Those are all my shout outs. I will see you all next time. Peace. I'm wearing sandals.